Hi, we're here in Dijon. It is Sunday afternoon, and that means that all of the French families are out walking after their long lunch, their 3-course or 5-course lunch, whatever it is that they have. So the footpath on the port here is very busy this afternoon with people looking in. As Tony says, it's like we live in a fishbowl. The port is very nice. A lot of reeds though in the water, so today we cleaned the weed hatch.
Clean the propeller and all the weeds off the propeller, and you have to open a hatch in the engine room and reach down into the cold water. But we've done that, which is essential every few weeks because of the amount of reed in the canals, reeds and weeds.
And the plastic bag that was wrapped around the rudder.
Wrapped around the prop today too, so that had to come off.
Yep. So Tony put his arm in and did that. And since we've been here, as I said, so Thursday we left Saint-Jean and arrived here Friday afternoon at about 3:30. We have 2 apps that we use, the Navi app, which the VNF, which is what we pay, like our kind of registration to use the waterways in France. We have that one which has details on it about all of the locks, not really any information about the ports. And then we have another one, Maps ME, which we can find other information about ports in there. This port in Dijon is mainly for the cruise, like the holiday or hotel barges, really. There are berthing areas or mooring areas for pleasure boats like us, but there is nobody here at the moment, just us. And we haven't been able to get in touch with anyone from the port of Dijon to ask if we can stay here or connect to electricity or anything. So we're just sitting here. The upside?
We're the only boat here.
Yeah. That's true. The upside is it's a lovely location, really good walking distance to the centre of Dijon, and there's a tram at the end of the port road. The town centre's a 5 to 10 minute walk.
Yeah.
There's an Intermarché up the road, a really big one, a good one. So everything's really close. It's free. We just can't get any electricity, which is fine because, again, the upsides are we've learnt how we can go without electricity for a few days. Today's, as I said, Sunday, so we haven't had any mains power since then, and what we've done is just been running the engine. So this morning we ran it for about 2 hours, and we're creating enough electricity between that and the solar panels during the day to get by. So that's been a good learning experience. Our other big learning experience is that we lost our bow thruster as we arrived in Dijon. So we made the whole trip, and as we came through the lock, we lost it. So we had to moor without that, which was a challenge for me.
But very well done by the skipper here.
Given I have no idea what I'm doing, we managed, and a man helped us with the line because that went into the water. So we managed to get tied up and in without the bow thruster, and then we spent yesterday
trying to find out what had gone wrong within the process of elimination, and the end result was we discovered that a fuse in it had blown, and it's a big 350 amp fuse, and that blown. So we think probably the thruster got clogged up with the same weed that was on the propeller, and that's caused if you like, a stall on the thruster, and the amps go up and the fuse blows. So we now need to change the fuse. We tried a few alternatives. We took the fuse off the stern thruster and put it onto that, but that didn't work because the controls here, for some reason the power goes through the stern thruster because there's no fuse, and now we couldn't operate the bow thruster either. So we put it back. We have stern thruster, no bow thruster, and we need to get a fuse.
Yeah. So Tuesday, and it's Easter weekend, so all the shops in France on Saturday, the shops close at lunchtime, like the smaller, chandlerias and shops like that. They close at lunchtime on Saturdays and don't open on Sunday. And Monday is Easter Monday, and it's the only day of Easter that's really recognised for public holidays here, so nothing's open Monday. So we have to wait until Tuesday, 10 o'clock, to find out if we can get a new fuse here in Dijon. If we can't, the ridiculous thing is we have to get the train back to Saint-Jean-de-Lasny to go back there, to get a fuse, to come back here, to put one in the boat so we can take the boat back to St Jean. So that's
or we drive back without a bow thruster, but Tracy's
No.
a bit nervous about that.
not doing it, not skilled enough.
I mean, the experienced boaties say, oh, you don't need a bow thruster. It's handy, but you shouldn't use it except in emergencies. But it's nice to have it there when the boat's going a little bit the wrong way. You can give it a quick squirt and it'll push it one way or the other.
And when your experience is 2 days of driving a boat, I need it. We tried not to use it a lot on the way here because we don't want to learn to rely on them. We want to be able to develop our skills so we don't. And because we know that you're supposed to use them mostly in emergencies, so we tried not to use them too much, but every now and then if it got a bit close to a lock wall or something, we just had to, but you know, the key is not to leave it on too long. But maybe, as Tony said, maybe some crap as we came through the lock got caught in it, and that's, you know, blown the fuse.
Yeah, unfortunately, because it's early in the season, when you get into a lock, as we're going uphill, the front gates are closed and the water is higher there, and all the debris that was in that section of the lock has now flowed down behind that gate. So they fill the lock, they open the gate, and you have to drive through all this. It's weeds and reeds and crap others, but you do get, you know, plastic bottles and the odd bit of wood in there, which you don't want that stuck on in your propeller or your thruster. Unfortunately, but by the time the season gets over a few weeks old, all that'll be washed through the system and out. But we keep saying, why don't the lock keepers, when they're standing there scratching their derrieres, waiting for the things, why don't they get a big scooper out and scoop the bloody stuff out the way? But it's not my job, monsieur.
It's somebody else's. Anyway, it's been nice to be in Dijon, so we've had some good learning opportunities with, you know, learning about the fuse and how to get to that, and the bow and the stern thruster, cleaning the weed hatch out today, learning surviving without connection to mains power has been great. So good upsides, and as I said, it's free and there's nobody else around. It's really quiet here. It's busy for people, but it's quiet at night.
Mostly.
And it's pretty secure. There's no issues. Dijon is apparently a super safe city, and we haven't really seen any issues or anything around. And it's a lovely, lovely city to walk around in. It's really walkable, really nice architecture. We've had a few meals out in some really nice places. The public transport system, the trams are fantastic. They're
cheap.
Yeah, cheap and really regular. And so it's been great.
Yep.
It's been a good week. So we'll post some pictures of the trip up. We need to work out a way to get the camera onto the bow of the boat so you can see us going through locks and do that, because when we're going through locks, unfortunately, we're both busy, so we can't film it. We're both doing something. But yeah, we need to work out that. We have some videos that we'll upload with it as well. And that's it.
Great. So until then, bonjour.
Bonjour, au revoir.
Au revoir.